name is Elizabeth Fry, Honor Swimmer, 2014, United States of America. It is my privilege to introduce Bryan Finlay, PhD, as Honor Administrator in the class of 2020 for his lifetime contributions to the sport of marathon swimming. Bryan's involvement with swim organizations began in the late 1950s as a teenager in Coventry, England. Bryan helped start the Warwickshire Long Distance Swimming Association and also served for many years on the board of directors for the International Marathon Swimming Hall of Fame honor organization, the British Long Distance Swimming Association. When his professional career brought him to Canada, Bryan's commitment to the sport crossed over to North America, where Bryan joined the board of Solo Swims of Ontario and served in various roles. For over 60 years, Bryan has provided valuable support on swim safety, the utilization of technology to digitize marathon swim information, and research on cold water acclimation and core body temperature measurements. I had the pleasure of meeting Bryan on my Lake Huron swim when Bryan provided critical ground support during my swim from Port Sanuilek, Michigan to Port Franks, Ontario. After tracking my swim through the night and next day, Bryan, who resides in Port Frank, met me at the finish along with a large crowd and reporters. On the beach, I was presented with a painting by Jeffrey Red George, a local artist and a friend of Bryan's. It was a very special moment for me. Prior to Lake Ontario, I was fortunate to experience firsthand the importance of Bryan's devotion regarding core body temperature as part of the safety protocol for Lake Ontario. Bryan, working with HQ Inc., provided the core temp sensor I ingested to transmit my internal core temperature throughout my swim. I can see how measuring and tracking core body temperature may provide vital safety information, especially as open water swimmers continue to pursue longer swims or push swimming longer in colder waters. We are thankful for Bryan for his research and dedication to gain a better understanding of the physical impact of extreme cold and heat for open water swimmers, astronauts, soldiers, and firefighters. I am just one of over 30 International Marathon Swimming Hall of Fame honor swimmers and contributors that Bryan has worked with. I am certain he has helped hundreds of others to achieve their individual goals. From his first administrative role in the late 1950s to present day, where Bryan continues to provide administration and serves as a safety officer for Swim Masters of Solo Swim of Ontario, few have made the commitment to the sport of open water swimming as Bryan Finlay has, and our community is lucky to have his passionate heart and inquisitive brain. In closing my introduction, I would also like to add that Bryan Finlay was also a premier swimmer, especially in the breaststroke events, where some of his records are still standing today. I now present Bryan Finlay as Honor Administrator in the class of 2020 to the International Marathon Swimming Hall of Fame.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be introduced by Elizabeth Fry. I have such respect for her swimming and unassuming, untiring promotion of our sport and its swimmers. My life has involved many activities, both as a swimmer and organizer, and has benefited from the influences of so many people. In the early 1960s, founding members of the British Long Distance Swimming Association had a great influence on me, particularly with their enthusiastic support of others. Current long-serving and hard-working BLDSA Secretary, Vince Klassen, is a prime example of the BLDSA enthusiasm and dedication that drew me into the sport. Bringing the last man or woman home was always a common motto when attending those early events. Those early BLDSA influences included honorees John Slater, Trevor Smith, Jody Forsberg, Joe Smith, and many others. Meeting BLDSA medical advisor, Dr. Hiram Baddeley, and learning of his hypothermia studies was my first practical encounter with biomedical research. My first encounters with channel swimming and their camaraderie were in 1960, while accompanying Peter Ferguson on a training swim in Dover. The CSA secretary, Mr. Woods, welcomed me as a potential observer, and I saw Montserrat Terceras give up her Friday 13th spot to Peter. In 1972, We moved to Canada, and 6 years later, I met Canadian swimmer and administrator Bob Weir, who recruited me to become treasurer of Solar Swims of Ontario and to expand my horizons to Canadian and American lakes. It was through SSO that I became friends with the untiring Marilyn Bell. Also, via Madhu Nagaraja, I met Lynn Cox in 2005, who interestingly had met my wife's cousins during her swim to Antarctica in 2002. My 2002 channel effort involved a stay with Evelyn and David Francescu at their swimmer-friendly Varn Ridge Park, where I met Christoph Wondrach and his German film crew and renewed 1960s friendships with Montserrat Tresserras and CSA President Sonny Lowry. Ours is an international sport that relies upon its administrators for its continued success. Embracing technology for organization and safety can include GPS, cell phone and other trackers, drones, and especially comprehensive, reliable, user-friendly databases. Then the Rottnest swims come to mind. The swimmers require administrators, so do administrators bloom with the support of role models, mentors, colleagues, and especially family. Thank you to Helen, Graham, Pauline, and Alison, and others who may be tuned in today from the USA, UK, Australia, and Canada. I'm proud of my British and Canadian backgrounds in both swimming and medical engineering. And today, I'm truly proud to represent Canada in receipt of this international award. Many thanks to the Hall of Fame in this recognition of administrators within our great sport of marathon swimming. Beth, Melissa, Ned, and all the volunteers who provide an annual review of the amazing biographies of our potential honorees. Thanks to all of you.